Ms. Carly. Anybody on the call that wishes to introduce themselves? Ms. Khan?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is Mariana Khan. Did I get on just in time to do my introduction, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, we're on introduction.
How wonderful to see how many people are on this call. Mariana Khan, Donna Ennishnige a toy cleaning slip at any bushes chain. Last year, Dasha Chade, Sanja Kenneth, Dashanella, like with our son, Michelin. I will be listening to the call, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Khan. We also have on the call with us Honorable Wilson Stewart, Jr.
Good morning, Chairman. Sorry, I was parking. And good morning, RDC colleagues. Shana, Kedosh, Yaja, Shema Yaja, Ms. Khan, Yat A. Auto Kuros here from the Sonigi, so NTech staff, board, and everybody in there in the meeting hall are online with us this morning. And also got A from Porcupine, Arizona, attending the District 18 meeting out here. Touching and that's it, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Rick Naz.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good morning, Honorable Ricky Naz. This is Lojan Watson, Ninanazad Vice President.
Thank you for being on the call, Ms. Watson.
One moment.
Good morning, Honorable Naz. This is Lucinda Yellowman Molly. I'm also on the call. Good morning to the honorable members of the RDC.
Thank you. Next.
Yate Bennett. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi. Yate Bennett. She'e Andrea Lopi. I am the Ninanazad Secretary Treasurer. Ashihin Nishlin, Zaklana Bashichin, Nanas Ejiche Do, Sedish Nishanala. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Then we'll go down to number 2 on the agenda, the purpose of our leadership meeting today. The Resources Development Committee will be conducting an in-person leadership meeting with Navajo Transitional Energy Company, Navajo Department of Justice Natural Resources Unit, Division of Natural Resources, Navajo Nation Land Department, Department of Minerals, Navajo Environmental Protection Agency, Office of the President, Vice President, and the U.S. Department of Interior, Bureau of Indian Affairs on the recommendations on the land surrender area of the Navajo mine in Ninanazad area. So this is the purpose of our leadership meeting. Ishi Koroban yes on a Finiki Kaya. Nature no conflict. Way Nahanza Nahaspa Hokach or Shada Archival. We're on number 3. Presentation, discussions, and before I go down to B, I would like to ask Ninanazad President, Mr. Norm DeGay, if you would make a brief statement.
Honorable, thank you very much for allowing me to do a brief statement on our land surrender here. We at Ninanazad chapter have passed several resolutions to get the land transferred back to our community. And we would really appreciate, on this issue to be resolved so we can move forward on the things that we wanted to do with this particular land relinquishment. So other than that, we have met with several times, regarding this issue, to where the concern is the coal ash. We have said that we've discussed this among ourselves here at the chapter, saying that, maybe we could have, or we should have one of the companies distinguish and mark out where it's not usable land and fence it off. I think that's be the best situation here at this moment. Reminder that this 2,200 acres we're talking about, it's not all, I repeat, it's not all ash, coal ash that was put back into it. It's just a sliver of here and there that was put back into the ground. And then there's a lot of topsoil on top of it. So that's kind of where we're at with this situation at this moment. So we would really appreciate to resolve this issue for our community and move forward. And I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Norm, Roba Heinzig, Arashanan, Anna Fenigi, Honorable Members of RDC, the Koroba Yedki Kaya, Kachin Hahaske Neve, Ninanza do Shada Archbo. Aro Kachin Hahaske do Akone, the Keda Kashita Hone, Keskido, the Kenaho, the Ki A Yaha, at Punza, the Horses, A Yaha, Faitala, the Kaya Haki. Navajo Nation, Arone Nanza, which are Hondo, Nepal, Aro, Pekahot, so keeping in on. So we're here today to have some more discussions on the land surrender where the coal mine used to be at just south of Ninahizad. It's part of Ninahizad, and Ninahizad had requested a land lot. We're glad that the Department of Justice is here with us today, and we're glad that BIA is on the call with us. And we would all like to hear some recommendations moving forward at the end of the meeting. So Dishide Aja Ninahizad truly desires to have this land lot and start planning other things. We understand that the land cannot be used for anything other than grazing at this time. So and then I'd like to go to Honorable Vice Chair Walker, if you would please introduce yourself. Vice Chair Walker.
Yes, Chairman, other committee members, other staff, other the meeting attendees there in Albuquerque. I'm calling in from Western Navajo. Although I am en route to Winter Rock to participate in a tribal consultation meeting with the U.S. Forest Service today. And therefore can't be there with all of you. Very important meetings. All the meetings are very important. The virtual meeting, Chairman, I don't mention the yat shik dos ne pashes chinigi pink told it was it hot ko or yat even nacho what's something should change at ana tradishki ne dashin nalle ko could out and then she do be tradition tashin she dan nalle hot ko yat really do the nana Chairman, back to you.
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chair Walker. We also have on the call with us Honorable T. Allen Begay Jr.
Good morning, Chairman. Kudos Dedge, Anari Nanslonki Ani Eda Zabit and the Chiaro Dischini, the Shanale. Ados Clarkland at the Patrashaki, Eloma, and Tachibuga, Salanakan with Nazrini at a mini farms. But only just after those, Chairman. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, and thank you, colleagues, for being on the call with us today. This is a very important meeting to receive update from INTEC as well as from the Department of Justice and Minerals, perhaps BIA as well. Idaho Office of the President, Vice President, Mr. Filford, thank you for being on the call with us this morning. At this time, we'll give the floor over to INTEC for a recap. We have Board President, Mr. McLaughlin, Mr. Lund, Mr. Masters. You have the floor.
Thank you, honorable members of RDC and various heads of nomination departments, representatives of BIA and APS. I think this is our fifth meeting on this issue in our efforts to complete and return land back to the nation and ultimately the chapter, as we heard President McKay express chapter's desire. In 2020, INTEC completed reclamation of this area. I think it's important to note, though, that this land has not been used or actively mined for quite some time. And I'll go into some history in a bit, but this meeting stems from 2020, when we completed our second round of reclamation, where we reclaimed the land to a higher standard than what was required. We then submitted an application to surrender, to give back the land to the nation. It was at that time that BIA then sent a letter to the nation asking for the nation's input on whether BIA should approve INTEC's request. That ultimately is why we're here today, because of the letter sent to the nation asking for the nation's input. This goes back quite some time in terms of this issue, not necessarily the issue, but sort of the land use. This land area, as you all saw when we toured the mine, and as you've heard in the various presentations in prior meetings, this land was mined 60 plus years ago. It's important to note, though, at this time, prior to INTEC formation, that in 1968, coal ash, the prior owners began depositing coal ash into the bottoms of some of these pits. I think as President Day and Chairman Nez noted, the entire mine pit is not filled with ash. It's simply a couple areas, small areas at the bottom of these former mine pits. That process of disposing ash at Navajo Mine ended in 2008, again before INTEC was created. I think it's important to note that in 1968, and then again in 1985, the nation was aware of this issue, and by resolution authorized and approved those ash deposits at the bottom of these mine pits. Again, that process stopped in 2008, It was then reclaimed by prior owners of Navajo Mine before NTEC was created. And in 2004, BHP Billiton, our owner, began the process to return the land back to the nation. So as you can see, this land has been, the owners of Navajo Mine have attempted to return the land back to the nation for quite some time. It has not been actively mined. Reclamation was completed in 2004 and BHP attempted to turn the land back to the nation. In 2003, the nation created NTEC. NTEC then re-examined this area. In 2015 and 2017, we proceeded to reclaim it again to a higher standard than what was legally required. And it wasn't until 2020 that we then submitted or renewed our application to return this land back to the nation.
Tim, Mr. Polly, we're getting text messages that they can't hear us. What can we do to fix this?
Chair members of RDC, we're still waiting for the hotel to give us the mic system so that way we can connect it into the system. If not, then the speakers would need to stand right next to this computer so that way they can hear us online.
Okay.
Are you going to give us a mic?
The chair members of RDC, they're supposed to set up a mic system for us, and we're still waiting for them. At the moment, we just have to wait for that mic system.
I'll try that. The information that we're going to receive today is very important for our colleagues, and perhaps we should pause and recess for a moment until we get the microphone, and then we'll get started again.
Okay, chair members, I've already said I'm going to hold the meeting or pause the meeting until we get the mic system.
Testing.
Go ahead.
Testing. Testing.
Mariana, can you hear us clearly?
I can hear you just fine now. Great improvement.
Testing. Test. Good shot. Test. It's gone.
Yes, I could hear that very well.
Oh, okay. How's this? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Just the same at both times.
Right. We had another mic. Thank you, Ms. Hunt. You hear that? Getting the blue that the other one has. But it's working. She spoke, we can hear her. Can't leave work when she spoke, we can't hear. Excuse me. I can't read this.